Hello, people. Welcome back to another episode of the Premium Gist Podcast. It is your host, Mercy Gift, here again to give you the perfect gist ever. Welcome. I hope your week has been great. I hope your week is going well. And if it is going well, I love that for you. I love that for you, sis. I love that for you, bro. Keep killing it. And if it is not, as usual, I pray that things get better for you, that whatever your pain point is, get a resolution by the grace of God, in Jesus' name, that you get a solution. And if it's a situation that can't get resolved quickly, that you find peace to manage the situation. If work is stressing you, I hope you are looking forward to Friday. The weekend is coming. Don't worry. The weekend is what? The weekend is coming. So thank you once again for tuning in. I'm so happy you're here because I'm happy to be here as well. And for my week has been, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection this past few days. Just thinking about friendships, thinking about my personality, thinking about the things I do, the way I act in certain situations, the way I react in certain situations, and just reflecting on myself. And I was like, what are the areas we can do better? What are the areas we can rebrand ourselves? It's looking like I want to rebrand. I want to rebrand as a mysterious babe. That is a lie. I don't think I can ever be a mysterious babe. Some of us just have personalities. I think for you to be a mysterious babe, you have to be that person that doesn't say a lot. When you're in a meeting, you don't say much. I'm so sorry, but if I'm in a meeting and I have something to say, I'm definitely saying it. So I don't know if that mysterious babe plan will come to pass. It probably won't. I'm joking. I'm even joking. That's not what I wanted to say. How did we get to the point of talking about mysterious babe? I don't understand. Anyway, I've just been reflecting on myself, on the things I do, on certain situations, and on how I can do better. I'll probably talk about it in later episodes, But for now, that's what I've been doing. Anyway, let's get into the topic of today. As you can see by the title, I'll be sharing a story about the worst job I've ever had. Now, this story is very dear to my heart. Very much PTSD giving story. Are you ready to listen? Yes, grab your popcorn, grab your cup of tea. If you're listening on your way to work, maybe you're on the train, then you can't do that. But anyway, just relax and get ready to enjoy this gist. Okay? So, since moving to the UK, I've done a lot of jobs. Like, trust me, retail, store assistant, warehouse, kitchen assistant. I've washed plates in the kitchen. What else? Data entry, marking GCSEs and A-levels, McDonald's. Yeah, I've done McDonald's. Listen, I've done a lot of jobs. Like, I've worked as an instructor, I've worked as a trainer, I've done more fancy jobs as well. But up until now, I've tend to do more like menial jobs because they are quick to get and the money is okay. And honestly, because I know that this is not what I'll be doing for the rest of my life, I'm just doing it for quick cash at the moment. So yeah, I've done a lot of jobs, but this job is the worst of them all. Okay? So it was during my first year of uni. It was during the pandemic as well. I think the pandemic was starting to ease down a little bit, but university was still online. And I was looking for a job. That would specifically fit around my university timetable, which was difficult for me to get at that time for some reason. Is that the jobs I get, they say, you have to come Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 10. And it's like, on some days, I have lectures that run until 7 p.m. So I can't do that shift. So it was difficult. Or they say, Friday, you have to do Saturday and Sunday. And it's like, I'm so sorry. I can't be studying Monday to Friday. Then I will not give you Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is for church. Even though during then I didn't really have a church, but Sunday is for, I'll watch a sermon online and chill at home. I'm not working during that time. So it was a struggle for me to get a job. But on one fateful day, I was searching on Google and I saw this job. It says flexible jobs for students. You can choose your hours. You can work as much as you want and as low as you want. You can even work 1 hour per week. And I was like, what? And it's for students? Of course, sign me up. I want this job. I want it. How do I, So I clicked on it and I found out it was for Just Eat. So basically, it's the role is to be a Just Eat courier, delivering food for Just Eat. And you do this specifically on the bicycle. And when I saw it, I was like, delivering food on a bicycle. Oh, child, it's going to be difficult because number one, I don't know how to ride a bike. But I was like, I'm not going to let this go. I'm going to learn to ride a bike because not only was the pay decent compared to other jobs I was looking at that time, you get a bonus for every order you deliver. So if I deliver 50 orders in a shift, that's 50 extra. Like the bonus times 50 was, I think, was it 50p or £1? So it was just small money, chicken change, but it was still something. It adds up, So I was like, this is a very good job, and I can choose my shift. I can choose to work 2 hours this week. I can choose to work 10 hours this week, depending on how I'm feeling. I was like, that is the job for me. Even though I can't ride a bike, I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna learn how to ride a bike. So even though I couldn't ride a bike, I said, okay, I've signed up for this job. I'm going to start in 2 weeks. In those 2 weeks, I'm going to learn to ride a bike. So after I've registered and they were processing my passports and, everything they ask for when you apply for a job, I went online and ordered a bicycle. I ordered a bicycle from Argos, and my plan was I'm going to order this bike and in a week I'm going to learn to ride a bike, and honestly, I'm going to kill my job as a Just Eat delivery person. Simple, like that's easy job. I've done far more difficult jobs. I've worked in a warehouse. What is simple riding bike that I can't do? Anyway, I ordered the bike and for some reason they couldn't deliver it to my accommodation. They said I had to come and pick it up. I don't know what was going through my mind, but in my mind I was like, yeah, I'll go pick it up. Like, is it not a bike? I'll go pick it up. So I traveled, jumped on the train. I think it was in Wolverhampton because my uni is in Birmingham, University of Birmingham. And the thing was at Wolverhampton. I can't even remember. It's one of those towns, Sha. I took the train far away. I think it was 50 minutes on the train. Can't really remember, but it was quite far. I got to the Argos store and the guy in the store showed me this big, huge box. And I was like, yep, that's your bicycle. And I was like, I thought the bicycle would come like preset together so I can just hold it and just push it as I go along, push it on the train. As you know, when you take the train, sometimes you see people coming with their bicycle. But no, it was a box, a huge box that I couldn't even carry. That was the first problem. So I had to push this heavy box to the train station. I tried to order an Uber. I don't know what was wrong, but my connection was not working. The Uber I ordered, I think, I can't remember the specific again. But all I knew was I couldn't get help to move it for me. So I dragged it all the way to the train station, which was about like 15 minutes walk from the Argos store. I pushed and pushed. I'll push for a while. I'll rest. I'll push for a while. I'll rest. I'll push for a while. I'll rest. I got to the train station. It was a struggle to take it down the stairs, to take it down the stairs. Then I waited for a while. My train came. It was a struggle to push it on the train. But I think I got help to push it on the train. So now that we're on the train, I rested for a little bit because the bicycle, the package, the box was standing there. Then I get to sit down. I rested. When the train arrived at Birmingham New Street, that was another wahala. But lucky for me this time, I actually got help. Somebody helped me carry it outside from the train station to outside where I would wait for a taxi. So yeah, I actually took 2 trains. Oh, but that's not the point. Someone helped me. Then When I got to the entrance of the train station, I ordered Uber. Uber helped me, and the Uber man helped me drop it in my accommodation. So that was good. Even though it was a struggle to get the bicycle, we finally got it home. So when I got home, I think a day or two after, I unboxed it and I started putting the bicycle together. I put it together. I followed the instruction. My younger sister came to visit me at that time. Followed the instruction. We put everything together. Tell me why this bike was not working. I couldn't pedal it. Hey, I said, Wahala. So I went on Google, start Googling bicycle places. That was the first time in my life that I realized that there are actually shops that specialize in repairing bicycles. So I found one, took the bicycle to that store. They repaired it for me. They set it up properly. And now it started pedaling well. I was like, oh, finally. Thank you, Jesus. So now that the bicycle is now set up, I had to learn. I had like a week and a couple days to learn how to ride this bike. So I watched a couple tutorials on YouTube. I watched tutorials. Watch me learn how to ride a bike in 24 hours. I learned how to ride a bike in 20 minutes. I watched all the tutorials and I was like, yes, I'm ready to start. Day 1, 0. I will pedal it for like maybe 2 seconds. Then I'll start going left. I can pedal for a while. Then when I'm approaching like a main road, I get scared and I can't pedal again. Is that even the right word? Pedaling. Yeah, that's the right word. Then I told my sister, I really stressed my younger sister out. I would take her to the park Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, practicing how to ride this bike. And it was still not clicking. Yeah, I could cycle for a short while, maybe for a minute. But after that, the bicycle would start going to the wrong direction. And I got a lot of help and instruction at the park because people keep saying, just focus. I think that was the word. People kept telling me, just focus. When you focus out, look at where you're going, and that's where the bicycle will go. But it was not working for me. I was looking ahead, but the bicycle was going to right. It was just not working. It was not working for me. So that was quite frustrating as well. Anyway, I tried my best. I got better. I would say like when on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a good and excellent cyclist, I went from 0 to 4. So I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I was ready. I was like, 4, I'll be alright. I will cycle for a while, and when the bicycle stop for a bit, I'll walk again, cycle. That's something. I have some level of skill in cycling, so I'll be able to do this job. Anyway, days later, it was time for my first shift. I showed up there. I couldn't take my personal bicycle because we have to use the Just Eat bike. But I was like, if I can ride my own bike at home, then I can sure ride the Just Eat bike, right? So I showed up there. They gave me my uniform, helmet. The smallest size of uniform that they had was too big for me, but I was like, no, we die here. This is a job. I will do it. I'm resilient. I'm tough. I can handle anything. Small riding of bicycle. Girl, I can do this. I should have known it was a wrong decision when I showed up there and I was the only lady there. But again, that didn't really click for me because I've worked at jobs where I was like, ladies were the minorities. I had a job at some point where I was driving a truck at a warehouse. So I was like, girl, in 2023, trust me, I don't think there's a job that is not meant for women. Maybe not all women can handle it, but there will be women that can handle the job no matter how tough you think it is, right? Even if it is predominantly a male occupation, there will be women that can hack it and we enjoy doing it. So that didn't even mean anything to me because I was like, okay, I'm the only lady here, and so I'm here to make money, like, period. The helmet was too big. I remember taking a picture, sending it to my friend. He laughed at me. He was like, oof, child. Good luck, delivery woman, delivery. No, it was just it. Making fun of me, teasing me. We laughed, blah, blah, blah. They gave us everything we need. We filled all the paperwork. They gave me the bag as well. You see that Just Eat bag? The bag was swallowing me. Like the bag almost swallowed me, but I was like, no, I can do this. I think one of the people like registering us was like, are you sure you want to do this job? I was like, yeah. Is it not riding a bike? I can ride a bike. So yeah, I'm ready. So yeah, they gave us everything: gloves, jacket, trousers, helmet, the Just Eat bag, and we had everything. The phone that we used to process the orders, and lastly, the bicycle. They gave us the bicycle and everyone started driving off to start their shift. They had given us all the instruction we needed to, run a shift, to do a full shift, right? So I was aware of what to do tech-wise and process-wise. So everyone was driving off, moving their bicycle out of the Just Eat office to start their shift. And as I was about to get on the bike in that office, I was like, this bike is heavy. This bike is taller than me. If you have ever ridden a bike or rode a bike, you know that when you are standing on the bike, your feet should be touching the floor. It is a safety measure because in the case of emergency, if you need to stop the bike, you can just take your feet off the pedal and stand on the ground and the bike will stop. But if your feet can't touch the ground when you stand on the bike, then you won't be able to stop the bike in an emergency. So it is really a safety measure. And I knew that because I had been watching a lot of tutorials about bikes. Tell me why I climbed that bike and my feet was not touching the floor because the bike was way higher than me. I told one of the guys there, they adjusted the seat, made it lower. It was still really higher than me, taller than me. But I pretended like, oh, it's fine. Yeah. I'm just going to drive off now because I'm like, I have to get this job. I was not desperate, but I just really wanted the job. So my plan was I'm just going to push the bicycle out of the office to maybe a quiet area and figure it out by myself there. Stupid decision. So I rode it out to the corner, tried to get on it. It was not working. I couldn't even pedal for like a second. The bike was too heavy for me and was it an electric? Yes, it was an electric bike as well. Ooh, child. Remember that I bought a bike for myself to practice, right? The bike I bought was not an electric bike. The bike they gave me at Just Eat is an electric bike. So it is really fast. It is quite heavy. Most of the parts are made with metal. It is way taller than me. Just imagine those three combinations. Don't forget that I have an helmet on. I have the Just Eat bag on and I have an oversized uniform, oversized trouser and oversized shirt and oversized Just Eat jacket. Oversized Just Eat jacket. Hey, that was a sign for me to cut the cameras, to cut it right there, go back to the office and be like, this job is not for me. But I was like, no, I will figure it out. So after trying it out in that corner, it was not working. I just figured that, you know what? Yeah, I can't really pedal. It's heavy, but what if I just run? Like instead of cycling to get the food from the restaurant and cycling to find the customer's house to deliver the food. What if I just run? Like I'm very sure running and cycling is the same speed. I'll just run, innit? I don't know what I was thinking, guys. My brain, the blood was not flowing in my brain that day because I don't know what I was thinking. So I was like, yeah, I can't really ride the bike, but I'll just run. I'll finesse them. I'll just be running. So after I decided that was my game plan, I switched on my phone to start the phone they gave us to start my shift. I clicked start and they sent me an order saying, go to so and so place. Let's say, for example, Greg's. Go to Greg's to pick up this order. They gave me the order number and the shebang for me to, know the exact store I'm going, the exact order, so that I can get the correct order, basically. The app said like 4 minutes to cycle. And I wanted to start running. Then I now remembered, it's like my brain was not working before that. Baby girl, you have an oversized trouser, oversized shirt, oversized jacket. You have an helmet on. Then you have that Just Eat bag that is big enough to swallow you on your back. And you have this heavy metal bicycle. It's not your tiny, lightweight bicycle at home. heavy metal bicycle, electric bike. How are you going to run? Where run? To where? How would you run? No running is happening. No running is happening. So I tried to run with it. It was not working. What should a normal person do? Give up. Because at that time, I was like maybe 10 minutes away from the Just Eat office. I could have literally walked back, said, guys, thank you so much. I quit. Here's your jacket. Here's your helmet. Here's your bicycle. Here's your bag. I give up. I removed my hands. I said, no. Even if I can't run, I can walk. I'm going to do this shift today. This job is for me. I'm going to get it done. So I started working while dragging this heavy bicycle with me. Guys, I keep mentioning my oversized trouser, oversized jackets to paint a picture so that you can know how stressful this was. So the 4-minute order that was sent to me, it took me like 40 minutes to walk to the place. Fair enough. 40 minutes I got to the place, to the restaurant, picked up the food, notify the app that I've picked up the food. Now they updated my screen and said, oh, the customer's house is 5 minutes away. Don't forget that 5 minutes is for my electric, very fast and efficient electric bicycle. But I'm not recycling, so I had to walk. So that 5 minutes order food drop off took me 40 minutes to walk. And I did that I did like 6 orders. I think my shift started at 6 p.m. I did like 6 to 7 orders like that, back to back to back. Another would take 10 minutes to deliver to the customer. I will get there 50 minutes later, almost an hour later. I can't even imagine how angry the customers were. I was even surprised that no customer cancelled their order. Like I was so, I can't imagine let myself go through that. After I've done the first order and a 5-minute journey took me 50 minutes, what should I have done? Just make my way back. I had many opportunities to quit and drop it, but I was like, no, I still had energy. Even though I was tired, I still had energy. I was like, I'm going to walk the walk. I can do this. I can do this. So I did this for multiple orders. I can't even remember. I think 5 to 6, 7 orders. So like an order that should have taken maybe in totality, picking up from the restaurant and delivering to the customer, that should have taken 50 minutes, took me an hour and a half. So an hour and a half times 7. So my shift started around 6:36. 6. By 10 p.m., I've only done like 3 orders. Do you get? And I think I did 6 to 7. I'm not getting the mathematics correct, but just know that I was stressed. So I think after the 6th or 7th order, I can't really remember, I was really tired. I knew I couldn't do it anymore. I was really tired and I was like, yes, it's time to give up. And they will never see me at this job again. That if I come back tomorrow, they should cut my leg. I was like, what have I done? What have I brought upon myself? This was so unnecessary. Anyway, I was tired. I couldn't take any order again. I was like, it's time to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. Anyway, so my game plan was, you know what? I have this bike. I have all this uniform. I have this helmet on my head. I'm just going to order an Uber. I had my phone with me. I'm going to order an Uber. And did I have my phone with me? Yes, I think I did. I'm going to order an Uber. We used our phone. Yes, we used our phone for the thing. We just had to install an app to process the order. So yes, I was using my phone to process the orders, right? So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to order an Uber, put this bicycle in the boot, jump in an Uber, go to the office, drop my bag, drop all their uniform. So I ordered the first Uber. It was a maxi Uber, right? The Uber showed up, looked at my bicycle and was like, no, that bicycle cannot go in my boot. Sorry, drove off. Second one, the third one. And at that point, I just figured that, yeah, it was getting dark around 10:30 p.m., approaching 11 p.m. My shift was supposed to end at 11:30 p.m., right? 11:30 p.m. Remember, it was dark. It was during the winter. It was during around September, October, right? No, I can't remember. All I knew was it was really dark. Quite cold as well. It started raining as well. Yeah, it started raining. And they've given us waterproof coats, so the rain is not really penetrating on my body, but just that feeling, it's cold outside, you're tired, you're stressed, it's raining, such a terrible feeling. So Uber option was out of the window, so I now know that I have to walk back to the office, unfortunately. I put the office address on the Google Maps. Tell me why it's telling me 1 hour walk. Yeah, 1 hour work. Yeah. 1 hour walk. I didn't know why. I can't remember why I didn't cry at that moment. I rarely cry though, to be honest. I rarely cry at situations that happen to me. I only cry in situations, let's say, if I see someone else crying, then I would definitely cry. If I'm watching an emotional film, emotional video, I'll cry. Or someone is sharing something that really something emotional that happened to them. Or if I see someone else getting emotional, then I'll get emotional. But when things are happening to me, sometimes the tears don't be coming. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm stressed, but yeah, the tears just doesn't come in my personal situation when I'm living through it for some reason. Anyway, I start walking, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm really thinking about my life. Honestly, if I want to describe that moment in a cinematic sense, just imagine me. I'm going to paint the picture for you again. I have an helmet on, a Just Eat helmet that is too big for it fitted me, but just imagine me with an helmet. I have a raincoat, extra large. Under that, I have a Just Eat jacket. I have an oversized trouser. And I had a boot, the Just Eat bag, and a heavy metal bicycle. And I was just pushing that bicycle and walking through the rain as it was drizzling. And you can just play some emotional music and just had me thinking out loud, is this my life? How did I get here? Because of money. Because I want some extra cash on the side. I am really here suffering. Is this what my life is now? Is this what my life is? Wow. Oh my shield. At some point, I think 15 minutes into the walk, an idea dropped in my mind that, what if I just leave the bicycle, leave the bag, leave everything, book an Uber, go home, and just quit, and not show up there again. Then I remember that, first of all, that is most likely illegal. That is most likely a crime. And I'm very sure those bicycles are not cheap. And they have my address. They will come and arrest me in my house. They'll come and arrest me in my house. And even aside from that, my conscience will not allow me to do that. But the thought came like, Mercy, you're really suffering. You know, you can just park this bicycle on the roadside, drop their bag and helmet for them, book an Uber and go to your house and don't call them again. You know, you can really do that. But I didn't. So I kept pushing, walking through the rain, tired, sad, hungry, regretting my life decision, really thinking about how I got there, how I got here, and telling myself that I would never do this again. I think one thing that also pained me about this job was that I didn't really need it. I didn't really need a job. I was okay at university. I got student finance. I got maintenance loan to cover my rent and all my expenses. Like, I got the highest maintenance loan and I got a very cheap and affordable accommodation. So my maintenance loan could cover everything I needed at uni. But because I had free time, after I've done my uni work for the week, I still had some free time. I was like, I have some free time on Wednesday. Like, I don't be having lectures on Wednesday. I could just take a shift then. Or maybe Saturday in the evening, you know. I can't do Sundays, but like Saturday evening, Wednesday, full day, maybe Tuesday in the morning, like a 4-hour shift. Like, I have those free times, you know. I've been using it to chill. We're doing the pandemic, we're in lockdown. Maybe I can use it to be productive instead of just locked up in my room and not talking to anybody, and it's just boring. So I kind of regretted that because I didn't need the money. It was just a want. It was just to be nice to have extra cash, you know. So that also made me even more sad that, girl, you're just greedy. You could have been at home right now, sleeping on your bed, having dinner. That 1 hour walk felt like the worst thing that has ever happened to me. Anyway, 1 hour later, I arrive at the office. I gave them their uniform. I gave them everything. And I didn't even say anything. I just dropped it there. I knew that I was not coming back there again. I didn't tell them I quit. I just said, here's your bicycle. Here's your jacket. Here's your helmet. No, actually, I didn't give them back the uniform. We had lockers, right? I dropped my stuff in the locker, gave them the bicycle, as if I was coming back, but I knew I was not coming back. I didn't even have the energy in me to explain, to say I quit. I dropped all the stuff, booked an Uber. I got home around like 11:45 or like past 12 a.m. When I got home, took off my coat and just went to bed. I'd not had dinner. I was hungry. Usually I'll text my friend before that evening just to update my friend what's going on. Didn't text him. Just went to bed. Literally just landed on the bed and slept. I didn't go back there again. And that is the story of the worst job I've ever had. I don't know what you were expecting, but that is my story. The worst job I've ever had was trying to be a bicycle delivery person for Just Eat. Terrible, terrible, terrible idea. It could have worked if I used my own bicycle. My bicycle was lightweight. I could pedal for like a couple minutes. I'll pedal for a couple minutes, stop, pedal again, stop. That would still have worked, right? Compared to the Just Eat bicycle, but they don't allow your personal bicycle. You have to use the Just Eat one. At least at that time. I don't know if the rules have changed. But yeah, that's the worst job I've ever had. And up to this day, when I see Just Eat bike riders, I just get flashbacks of that night. Like, never again. So yeah, guys, that is the worst job I've ever had. What is the worst job you've ever had? I want you to think and reflect. At some point during the week, I'm going to ask on Instagram, on our stories, and I'm going to ask you to share the worst job you've ever had. That's why you need to follow Premium Gist Podcast on Instagram. So that when I drop that question on our stories, you'll be able to give me your answer. Because I genuinely want to get your answer, guys. Genuinely. I really want the engagement. I just don't want to talk by myself. I want to hear feedback from you. So please follow Premium Gist at Premium Gist Podcast on Instagram, on TikTok. And yeah, that's it. Instagram and TikTok. Especially on Instagram. That's where I plan to engage with you guys. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's the story. So now I'm going to move on to talking about dignity of labor. So I was raised to respect every type of occupation. Be it a cleaner, you're a teacher, you're a tailor, you're a barber, you're a driver, you're a welder, you're a carpenter, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer. I was raised to respect everyone's occupation, every single job that is out there, respect them, right? But the idea of dignity of labor, which means you have dignity in the job you're doing, but also you respect everyone's job, really got ingrained in me when I moved to the UK and did all sorts of jobs that I didn't think I would ever do. If I was in Nigeria, I don't think I would have done those jobs. For example, warehouse. You'd think I'll work in a warehouse in Nigeria. Lifting heavy packages, 16 kg, 25 kg, 30 kg sometimes. Working night shift, 12-hour shift. In fact, I was doing the 12-hour shift with joy, with happiness. My warehouse jobs, I was doing them with joy and happiness. And I was like, girl, who is you? Who have you turned into? Who have you turned into? In fact, my favorite job ever up until this point, And I say that because I recently got a new job. Like, I'm currently transitioning from my, menial jobs, right, to a more like corporate babe. Like, I'm now becoming a corporate babe, which is what I've always been looking forward to. So the warehouse jobs can take a rest. It was good while it lasts. I genuinely loved it, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So up onto the point before I start my first ever corporate job, my favorite job ever was when I was working as a sortation associate and an instructor at Amazon, at an Amazon warehouse sortation center. Honestly, I loved that job. Oh, why did I love that job? Number one, there were a lot of diversity. Not only diversity in the employee pool, but also in the management as well, in the leadership roles, the top managers, diversity. I love that. And it was the type of diversity as well. Black, Indian, other people of color, obviously white, women, black women, young black women. Like on my shift, we had like area managers managing different aspects of the warehouse. And I had 3 black area managers. Not only were they black, they were females. Not only were they ladies, they were young. Like, they were all 24, 25. Top area managers, senior area managers. Anytime I saw these girls, like, they gave me life. I'm like, oh, I love that for you. You be inspiring me. Very, very gorgeous looking, beautiful ladies. Boss babes, career lady, corporate. I was like, they really inspired me. 2 were Nigerians. Like, oh, I love them so much. Do you know what? I wish I actually gave them this compliment. But again, they were my managers. We were rarely in the same space together. They were always doing their manager stuff. Whereas I was just like a normal sortation associate, actually dealing with the parcels. They were in their little office, with their laptop, managing things. So I rarely had time to talk to them. But whenever I saw them, they really do be inspiring me. I was so proud of them. Oh, I was so proud of them. So, it was not just diversity, it was the type of diversity. There were older people that were black, but like to see young 24-year-old black girls, Nigerian girls as area managers. I was like, Amazon, yeah, I love that about you. I really do love it. I really do love it. And my direct supervisor as well, when I was working a night shift, was a young Nigerian guy as well. He was 24 too at that time. Like, oh, I love that job. So the diversity. Also, there was a lot of reward for hard work. Whenever you put your 100% into that job, you get rewarded, you get recognized. Like, I really progressed within that company really quickly. I joined as a temporary staff, became a permanent staff in a couple months. Then after that, they made me an instructor. I was training people. Honestly, if I just stayed a couple months later, I would be a manager by now, and it is no cap. When Amazon says career progression, they really mean that stuff. The opportunities to progress are there. You just have to grab it. Like, if you do great work and you really want to progress within that company, you will surely progress. You will progress. And I think that was the first time I saw that type of energy in a so-called menial jobs. Like, I've worked many warehouse, kitchen assistants. They just, no diversity, rubbish management. But this job, my coworkers were really nice, very funny. Oh, that's the best job I've ever had. Honestly, I loved it so much. And as I've said earlier, the highlight for me was seeing very young black female ladies in like managerial roles. And I was like, yes, Annie, I'm proud of you, girl. I love to see. And they always came to work looking fine. Like one lady, I really loved that, the way she dressed, even though it was a warehouse and we still had to wear like IVs and safety boots and all their uniform. They were still slaying. So every day I would see them, like, oof, you better slay, my sisters. You better slay to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Hallelujah. Very beautiful ladies. I love that for them. Anyway, how did we get here? Yeah, I was talking about my jobs. But before that, I was talking about how I couldn't have imagined working in a warehouse in Nigeria. But I got here. Not only did I work in a warehouse, I actually loved it. I actually enjoyed it at the right company though. And that have just humbled me a little bit. It has really humbled me and even ingrained the idea of dignity of labor into my mind. So these difficult so-called menial jobs that I've done, that when I was doing them, I was happy, I enjoyed it, I found fulfillment, I loved my co-workers, I loved my managers, I was progressing in the company, really changed my perspectives, Like, this job was hard, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm very sure if you check a lot of articles online about working at Amazon, you see horrible, horrible things. This was hard work. For some reason, I loved it. So because of that, it really changed my perspective on work, right? And I think it was during that time I found that scripture that talked about not slothful in business. And also there's another one that says, like, do every job as unto the Lord. So you are doing your job, but really and truly do it as if you're doing it unto God. So that really changed my perspective about work at that time. And that was why I was so excellent at it. Even though I was lifting packages, 25K packages, I was like, I'm going to lift the package. This is my job. It's giving me money, and it was giving me money, honey. I was doing the overtime. I was doing the night shift. I was doing the overtime. It was giving me money, honey. I was loving the money. So that scripture was the point where that scripture got ingrained in me, and it have just stayed with me from that point, that every job I have, I try my best to give you my 100%. Anyway, going back to dignity of labor. These so-called menial jobs are important as well, and they give value, because if the cleaner is not there, the toilet will not be clean and the entire office space will be dirty. If you don't have warehouse workers, warehouse operatives, for example, in my case, when I was working in the warehouse, nobody will process your online orders. You see, when you go on your laptop and you press, I'm going to order this thing. If there's nobody in the warehouse processing it, you will not get your order. If there are nobody doing delivery driving, being delivery drivers, you will not be getting your Amazon Prime order at the door, or your PLT order at your address. If there is no Just Eat delivery drivers, when you order your Chinese takeout, your Jamaican curry goat online, it soon appear at your door. So every job is valuable, and I truly do believe that, and I truly do not look down on any job. Every job is valuable. I'm so happy that I've gotten my first corporate job and I'm becoming a corporate babe, and I hope that I hope that I continue to progress and succeed in my career as I'm just starting now. And God forbid that anything happened, God forbid, because we're climbing that ladder. We are becoming a top babe, top corporate babe in the name of Jesus. But if anything happens and I have to go back and I have to quickly work at McDonald's, I will happily do so. Something happened and I quickly have to get a warehouse job, I'll be there, marching on there. I have to work as a cleaner. Actually, I won't choose cleaner because I don't even like cleaning in my own house. I'll choose a menial job that I can still manage, right? But I will do it. And happily and respectfully, because every single job brings value and you should be proud of your job. If you are in the season of your life where you are doing these menial jobs, because there are people who see themselves doing this for life. There are people I met at the warehouse that they're like, yeah, this is the job I'm doing for life. Like, I'm going to be at this company. If they don't sack me, if nothing happens, I'm happy here and I'm just going to be here. I'm like, you don't want to go to uni, maybe get a degree and do something else. They're like, no, I'm happy here. There are people like that, right? And there are people who are just doing it for a while, for a certain season of their life. And if you are in that position, I just want to let you know that things will get better. But in the meantime, while you're there, be proud of your job. Be happy. Because this is what is putting food on your table, is giving you money. Do your job with your chest, with full confidence. This is my job right now in this season of my life, and I'm gonna stick beside it. That's my job for real, and that's on period. It is paying my bills. It is paying my rent. I have dignity and I'm proud of it. Yes, in a couple years, I might move to something else, just like I did. But right now, it is my job and I'm proud of it. Even if I'm a CEO, I'm a director, I'm a tech sis, I'm a lawyer, I'm a cleaner, I work in McDonald's, I work in a warehouse, I will always be proud of my job. And that is why I also think that with every job, the pay from any job, a single pay from a job, like a single person earnings from a job should be able to allow you to afford the basic necessities of life. You should be able to afford rent, electricity, food, clothing. And I just wish the government took this more seriously, because unfortunately, all these so-called menial jobs, sometimes if you just live on it, depending on the ones you take, you won't be able to afford rent. Maybe in a place like London. That is terrible. That just shows how less value that society places on these jobs, and they are indeed valuable. If there are no cleaners, this public toilet you use will be dirty. Nobody will be there to clean it. If all of us are CEOs and we are bougie, who will clean it? Exactly. We need people to do it. And if you're listening to this and you're currently in a job that you really hate or is affecting you negatively, I pray that God provide a new job for you that will be better for you, the best job that will fit you, that will contribute positively to your life financially, to your mental health, and to your overall well-being. And also, I pray that God give you the courage to endure until, let's say, you can secure better employment if you have no choice than to stay there. The courage and the long suffering to just endure for now. And if you need to quit as soon as possible, I pray for the courage to quit ASAP. Quit that job. If they're treating you badly, if it's affecting your mental health, quit. That's if you can afford it. Because if you quit and you don't have money in your emergency fund to sponsor you, or you don't have a place to go until you can, let's say, get a new job and get back on your feet financially, I beg, don't quit your job. Because you'll be hungry, you're going to be broke, and nobody's going to be there to help you. But if you can afford to quit, absolutely do it. Do it, girl. I'm rooting for you. So I'm going to ask you again, what is the worst job you've ever had? I want you to think of it and reflect on it. And sometime during the week on Instagram, I'm going to ask on the stories, and I want to hear your stories. Genuinely, guys, I want to hear your stories. All right, so we have come to the end of another episode of the Premium Gist Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next week on another episode of the Premium Gist Podcast.